Peace, family. So, it's your boy, Cosmic Cortland. And today I have like a very, very important topic to talk about today. All right. But first things first, I want to say peace and gratitude, love and appreciation to every single last one of you beautiful souls for joining me here today because I got my notes ready. So if you see me looking down, this is why. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, this is all up here because today we're going to talk about shadow work and like the shadow, okay? Because a lot of people have like the misinterpretation, like or just the wrong idea like about the shadow. And nah, like we gotta clear that up. We're gonna clear that up today. So like your shadow basically is the aspect that you don't like about yourself, right? It's like those negative things, the things that like we tend to ignore. You know what I mean? Because like it's hard, like being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like looking in the mirror and being like, no, I gotta change this about me. Like this is something I gotta do. Like I don't like this about me at all. You know what I mean? And we have to do the inner work, right? We have to do the inner work. So it's like we gotta understand like how the shadow even developed like such a hard shell maybe in the first place, you know? So it's like your shadow has hasn't received love like ever. You know what I mean? It could like maybe like sometimes you might acknowledge and say, you know, I actually like that about myself. Like I'm not going to change it, or like I am going to work on it though. Like maybe you had one of them moments, one of those aspects, but like also you have to understand that that's that's hard to do. That is very very hard to do. And when you're working with your shadow, you have to understand that like it hasn't received love. It's been neglected because it's like we put these things in a closet and then we just think that like, no, I'm never going to tell that. I'm not going to reveal that about myself. But the thing is like since you haven't healed yourself, you're projecting those things onto your like other people, your peers, your animals, everything around you, energy as a whole. You know what I mean? Like you're just filled up with just like resentment and hate and just lack of self-confidence and lack of self-worth because you haven't come to term with these traumas, you know? And it's like, yeah, it's easy to say like, nah, I'm just going to be in the light the whole time. But nah, like it's not, that's not that easy. And also it's like, it's about duality. You don't always want like be in the light. Like, of course you want to keep your utmost like highest vibration, highest frequency possible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about that at all. Like I'm saying like you have to be like that perfect symmetrical line in the middle. You know what I mean? Like transform evenly. Have the two come into one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is where we get in the shadow work. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't want to neglect your shadow. You want to work on it. You know what I mean? Like you don't want your shadow like to come out and lash out on the people in a situation that's not needed at all. Like no, you have to learn how to control that. You have to learn how to like bottle that up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't, then that's when it comes out in rage and chaos and fury, like all of those like energies. And the thing is like you're so hot, you're so mad. Like now we're talking about like just straight like just I picture red. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and it's passion too. Like red's the color of passion. So it's like you feel like so strongly about it because like you're still holding on to it. You know. So we gotta like and let that out. You know what I mean? Like we gotta let that out. So when we get into shadow work now, Like, shadow work is not easy. It is not easy. It's not easy working on yourself. It's like you literally have to like look yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? Enough is enough. Why am I a narcissist? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? You know what I mean? Like, no, no. You have to do that. Because if you don't, like, you're just gonna be unbalanced. And then that's not good. Like, you don't wanna be unbalanced. So like when we get into like ways you can do shadow work, it could be journaling, dancing, drawing. It could anything that comes like naturally to you, like anything that like it just feels right to you, like follow your intuition. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me personally, like I journal. Like I love to journal. I was always into like writing poems and like writing songs and all that, like just writing in general, or if it be just like little stories, stuff like that. Like I just love writing. Like that's how I get it out. Like even when I develop different storylines, like I like to put a little bit of me like into each character, you know, or represent like maybe somebody like in my life that I grew up with, you know what I mean? Like that's how I get it out. You know, I like to write letters to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like letters could be about anything. It could be about my relationships. It could be about my family. It could be about myself. What I don't like about myself. It could be like just what I want to change, or even a letter to myself about like what I want to manifest. You know what I mean? You can't forget about that. So it's like it's very very important to like work on yourself, but like you gotta remember to love yourself in the process. You know, like you don't want like these things to arise that you like suppress like deep down, and boom, you explode like a volcano, and then now like those emotions is like is gonna like come up again, but then you gotta like transmute that energy into something like more positive. Be like, you know what? Yeah, this happened to me, but nah, it's not me though. Like it's something I experienced, but it's not me. So why like nah, why carry around this weight? Get it off my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need that. You don't need that weighing you down no more. Like me personally, like I got like roughed up by the police. Something that's been weighing on me. And like it's just something I had to come to terms with like last week type things. And it's like and I'm still working on it. And you just gotta like I had to just, you know, take off that rucksack. You know, like boom, drop it. Set it on fire. I don't want to see it no more. It don't exist. Like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Use it as a building tool. Use it as a helping tool. But that's not me no more. Like, you know? Like that wasn't easy. Like, it's not easy. Like going through like these things that hurt us in our life. Like, it's not at all. But there's different ways that can help like aid you in the process, you know, and it'll help bring those things out and then help you like love those things, but also want to change it, you know, because you are unique, you know, your shadow is unique. We can't forget that because it's you. You like you're a beautiful multidimensional human being. So it's like, come on, like love yourself, hug yourself, you know, like yeah, cuss yourself out in the mirror, but then hype yourself up in the mirror. You know what I mean? Do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even like just self care. Like while you're doing shadow work, like that's something like I'm learning to do. Like, nah, we gotta love ourselves too in the process. So like, think like crystals, like it's like what I work with the most, like to help me with that. So like the crystals that I work with for this is black obsidian, labradorite, rose quartz, lapis lazuli, smoky quartz, black tourmaline, and amethyst, right? And then, oh yeah, also one of my new favorites, like Malachite. So like right here, we got the smoky quartz, okay? Like the smoky quartz for me, right? Like great grounding stone. It's a great grounding stone, and also like it helps with like a lot of different things as well, like outside of shadow work. But it like for me personally, like it eases like panic attacks like that first rise of like a real wave of anxiety. Like I'll just grab onto this smoky quartz and boom, like just brings it down. You know what I mean? Like it's nice. It's nice for me. Black tourmaline, one of the best grounding stones. You know what I'm saying? Like black tourmaline is just so beautiful. Like for me, like it is one of the stones like I definitely work with like a lot. It just eases that negative energy like that. You know what I mean? And it might bring up some things as well, but yeah, black tourmaline is definitely it. Amethyst, right? So amethyst is a crown chakra stone, right? And for me, it helps me look at like things in like that higher perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like my higher self. So as I'm doing this, it's like, okay, yeah, these things I'm using these root chakra and sacral chakra stones to help bring these like things out. But also like I want to use my crown chakra stones, and like we're gonna get on to like the third eye chakra stones. Because you want to look at it from a different perspective and not like your higher self. So yeah, amethyst is definitely dope for that. The rose quartz, amazing heart chakra stone, because rose quartz is honestly like that's like your best friend right there. You know what I mean? Like rose quartz, I'm telling you, like rose quartz feels like a blanket. Rose quartz literally feels like a blanket. If you're like having like just a sad day or just like a bad day or something like that, and you really want to transmute that energy, rose quartz is definitely the way to go. You know, like you'll just love yourself. I'm trying to tell you. Lapis lazuli, right? So this right here, like this really like helped me with my inner child. You know, like all those like wounds I was holding in like as a kid, like it was like seeing like people in the fam like pass away, like just dealing with different people's deaths. Even just like recent, not like so much recent like suppressed emotions, but even like that as well, just like really just healing those like those deep wounds that like you just like, you know, as soon as you rip that open, like because you haven't even wanted to deal with that situation at all, you know. So yeah, lapis lazuli, like definitely a good, great crystal to use for your third eye chakra and shadow work. I'm telling you, like you gotta get it, right? Now we get into malachite. Can't even cap to y'all. Malachite definitely be making me like real emotional. I be like, yo, like it's crazy. Like malachite, it's a heart chakra stone, okay? But it doesn't feel like that rose quartz, you know what I mean? And definitely has like all these crystals have other properties as well. I'm just trying to like keep it like strictly on shadow work. But like malachite, like for me, like working with it to do shadow work is just, oh, it brings those emotions up fast. But it's like you also come to term with it like just as fast. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing the work as well, like that, like you have to work with the stones. You know what I mean? Like the stones give you that boost. You know what I'm saying? So like with malachite is like, oh yeah, definitely definitely a real emotional stone. So I definitely recommend it for shadow work, you know, for sure. Like, yeah, it goes deep for me. And then boom, last two right here. Well, like last one, well, I got two. So black obsidian, right? Black obsidian is, in my opinion, like the best stone for shadow work. Um, when I sit with these two stones, like in meditation, everything's coming out. Everything's coming out. And I immediately like grab my journal and literally just get to writing, because that's just boom, like that's because me just tapped into that energy like that. And it just helps me just immediately get that out. So I might get it out like just with writing just a long like paragraph or something, or like just 3-4 pages of just like emotions, or I might write a poem, or I might write a song, or I might just even just get up and dance after meditation. You know what I'm saying? Like anyway, like I just need to like get it out, you know. Black obsidian definitely digs deep. It's a dope grounding stone, but like yeah, definitely use it for shadow work as well. Like definitely want to work with black obsidian. So with all that being said, right, we have to understand that we have to love our shadow, we have to work with our shadow, and we have to become one with our shadow, right? We can use different tools, right? I'm not really well versed in herbs right now. Still studying, and but definitely you want to use like you definitely use sage as well. Like boom, like clear your energy. You know what I mean? Like, but definitely go down the rabbit hole on herbs that you can use for shadow work as well, because that is another like perfect way to tap into. You know what I mean? I like to use like blue lotus and stuff like that for like dreams and all that. Like, but yeah, shadow work herbs, I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, so for all that being said, for real, thank y'all for taking the time out to listen to what I had to say about your shadow and shadow work. I didn't want this video to be like too long, you know what I mean? But like it's very important that we understand like what the shadow is, because we all, it's like we have like this misinterpretation of it like in the Western world, and like it's just not cool. It's not cool, because like that shadow's gonna come out and it's gonna go crazy, right? So no, do the work, and you're gonna love yourself for it, because it's gonna make space for other things and other ideas, because you're not boom, like you got new room. You know what I'm saying? You got new room in your vessel to like really tap into that and work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you got new room to really come up like brand new different manifestations that you want to like do for yourself, and you tap into that energy, and then now you're working on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I even mentioned moldavite. You know what I mean? Like moldavite, boom, flip the script like that. You know what I'm saying? Moldavite, flip the script like that. It's about that. Like moldavite, gangster, straight up. So like, work with these stones. You know what I'm saying? Work with these stones. So like, yeah, thank you, family, for joining me, and I like hearing what I gotta say, like about shadow work, and like yeah, definitely do the work. Love y'all. Peace. Ashe.